Mercury in Virgo is here, which is basically like a dose of planetary Adderall. And Mercury's gonna be hanging out here in Virgo for 2 long months. And we are gonna savor every moment of this transit because even though there is a retrograde on the table, we do love Mercury in Virgo because Mercury in Virgo comes bearing gifts. We've got Mercury in its domicile here in Virgo, as well as its exaltation. So Mercury is going above and beyond for us in those literary and technical and technological ways. So we're gonna soak this one up. But first, the dates. So Mercury is gonna be here from July 25th through September 26th. Does retrograde back into Leo for a moment, and that's gonna be from August 14th through September 9th. Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde on August 5th. This is going to happen at 4 degrees Virgo in 6 minutes. Going to retrograde back to 21 degrees Leo in 24 minutes, stationing direct on August 20th. So basically, for the month of August, we're working with a Mercury retrograde, splits its time between Virgo and Leo, mostly in Leo. But we love Mercury in Virgo because it's detailed, it's narrow, it's focused. So even though, remember, Mars is in Gemini. Mars is in Gemini, kind of scattering our attention, scattering our focus. Our saving artifact here is Mercury in Virgo because Mercury in Virgo is going to rule that Mars in Gemini. So this helps us channel that energy in a super useful way. Mercury in Virgo says, okay, let's apply this. Let's find a system for this. Can this be useful? So Mars in Gemini is trying to discover all these new and different ways of doing things and bringing in new information, bringing new stimulus, keeping that mind sharp, keeping things from going stale and boring. But Mercury in Virgo is like, okay, how can I take this and apply it? Mercury in Virgo is hyper vigilant. It's the editor. It notices the problems, it notices the details. It has a narrow sight. It's the needle nose pliers that help you to work on the nitty gritty, the tiny little pieces. I think of Virgo as like the jeweler, working expertly with that little eye magnifier to make really tiny, beautiful things. That's like Mercury in Virgo right there, being skilled on a microscopic level. So, yeah, Mercury in Virgo is wired, it's wry, it's witty, it's kind of neurotic, be a little anxious energy. It's super analytical, attentive, and nerdy. So, yeah, we're getting into mercurial project mode, research mode, discovery mode. This is like where you bust out the experiment set, and we're gonna run some experiments here. And I'm talking about Mars and Gemini combined with Mercury. Oh, this is so great. So some of the like obviously when Mercury goes retrograde, we're going to talk about that here too. So that's going to happen again on August 5th. So when Mercury goes retrograde, obviously the things that we're going to be thinking about, we're going to be rethinking things on a microscopic level. You're also going to want to check and see where Virgo is in your chart, where Leo is in your chart, because that's where Mercury is going to be saying, hey, why don't we rethink this? Have we ever considered a different vantage point? Have we considered reworking this problem? And the way I think about it is that Mercury, the planet, very, very fast, just like our mind. Our mind is moving forward, gathering, gathering, gathering. Mercury retrograde is a chance for us to reflect, is a chance to move slower, a chance to be more intentional with something. It's a chance for us to redo, to get a second chance at something, to do something over again. Like, how often have you wished you could have a do over in life? This is our cosmic do over now. So pay attention to where Virgo and Leo are in your chart. That's where you are going to be doing a little more deeper meditative observation here in your chart. Now, some defining signatures of this Mercury retrograde. Mercury's going to be stationing in a retrograde with Venus. So we're basically going to see a very prolonged, conjunction between Mercury and Venus in the beginning of August, largely from August 4th when Venus enters Virgo through August 12th when Venus begins to separate on from Mercury. This is really great for finding kind words, repairing, problem solving. This is really wonderful for anything where you want to combine aesthetics with design, aesthetics with technology, and like something beautiful with language. This would be really wonderful for that. This is excellent for anything design related, anything design related. So that's one that you definitely want to tap into. That could be really auspicious if a slow Mercury doesn't bother you for any kind of like magical or electional work. That is a good aspect to work with. The second major signature we're going to be working with this Mercury retrograde is the square with Uranus. So we had our first one with the full moon in Capricorn on the 21st of July. We're going to see a second one on the 18th. That's going to be our retrograde square. So that's going to be like, that could be a big breakthrough moment because that is also, dun, 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 the Mercury cazimi. So that Mercury cazimi is happening on the 18th in that square with Uranus. So that Mercury cazimi is usually a big turning point in our retrograde story. And that one is going to maybe blow the roof off a little bit. It's going to be like a, whoa, I didn't realize I could deviate. I didn't realize I could look at that from a completely different way. So get ready for the mic drop from Mercury with that Mercury cazimi. That's happening around 26 degrees and some change of, And then we're going to see a third square with Uranus play out in September. That's going to be September 6th. So we'll see a little thread there. That's going to be the one aspect that happens 3 times with this retrograde. So yeah, and as per usual with the Mercury retrograde, if it can wait, because we're rethinking things. We're in process still. We don't want to rush anything if we can. If we can't, if we don't have to. Sometimes your phone breaks. You don't want to wait 2 weeks to get a phone. Come on. The planets aren't going to wait all the time. So I always tell people to not fear the retrograde. Sometimes your phone or your car breaking is of the essence of the retrograde and you have to get a new one. Or you have to get a new job during Mercury retrograde. It's of the essence of the retrograde. Just don't avoid the necessities of life on retrograde. But if it can wait, like if it can wait to register the new domain, or if it can wait to sign the contract, then just wait, because you might change your mind and you might wish that you hadn't rushed into it. But sometimes life won't wait. So don't fear the retrograde. But again, if it can wait, might as well. So that's a little bit about Mercury retrograde. The advantages of Mercury in Virgo. For the advantages of Mercury in Leo, you'll have to check out my other video. But for right now, this is your astrology shot of the day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. Thanks so much for tuning in with me today. For more astrology in your world, you can connect with me on all platforms at Astro Catherine. You can also head on over to my website, catherineurban.com, where you can book your next astrology reading. We'll go into depth into your natal chart, your progressions, your profections, your solar return, your transits, and beyond. You can also join my mailing list where you can stay up to date with me on new classes as well as article drops. I look forward to connecting with you, and I'll see you next time.